morning, students. Today we are going to discussing about circumcenter. See, in circumcenter, it is formed by point of concurrence of perpendicular bisectors of the triangle. It means perpendicular bisectors of the sides of the triangle. Okay. For suppose, what is perpendicular bisector? See, for suppose, this is the triangle ABC and these are the sides. So perpendicular bisector means that that line segment is perpendicular to this side BC, just imagine, and it is passing through midpoint. Here also you may get one more perpendicular and passing through midpoint. Perpendicular and passing through midpoint, just to understand. So these three perpendicular bisectors are concurrent. Okay, this point of concurrence is called circumcenter. Okay, generally denoted with capital S. In other words, the circumcenter is nothing but the circumcircle of the triangle ABC. Circumcircle means that is passing through the vertices of the triangle. This circle is called circumcircle, and the center of the circle is called circumcenter, and radius of the circle is called circumradius. So it will be circumcenter means then SA is one radius, SB is one radius, SC is another radius. All these are denoted with the capital letter R. Circumradius is denoted with the capital R, that is SA is equal to SB is equal to SC is equal to capital R, that is circumradius. So here S is circumcenter. In two ways we can say the circumcenter. Okay. Here, when the circumcenter inside of the triangle, outside of the triangle, or any one of the side of one of the side of the triangle, one side of the triangle. See here, whenever same concept, if it is acute angle triangle, then center lies in circumcenter. That means yes, lies in the triangle. That means here is the circumcenter. If it is right angle triangle, then circumcenter yes is midpoint of hypotenuse. That means if it is the right angle triangle, it is the right angle ABC, then midpoint of AC, that is the hypotenuse, midpoint of AC is the circumcenter. If it is obtuse angle triangle, then S is outside of the triangle. That means if it is the obtuse angle triangle, it is more than 90. So then S will be here, outside of the triangle. Whatever will be here or here or here, wherever. Okay. Just remember, if S is you just remember, if S is circumcenter of triangle formed by vertices A comma B, A comma C, D comma B. That means these two are equal, so it is the right angled vertex. Okay, then S is equal to, so if it is right angle vertex, this is the orthocenter. Then midpoint of these two is circumcenter. So that is nothing but what? A plus D by 2 comma C plus B by 2. This is the circumcenter of the triangle. You take one example here. The circumcenter of triangle formed by 2 comma 7. Circumcenter of triangle formed by the vertices 2 comma 7, 2 comma minus 5, 4 comma 7 is circumcenter is equal to. See, once you observe, these two are coincident, equal. These two are equal. So this is the right angle vertex. So therefore midpoint of these two is nothing but circumcenter. That is nothing but 2 plus 4 by 2 minus 5 plus 7 by 2. That is nothing but 6 by 2 is 3, 2 by 2 is 1. Like that you find out the problem. Next you take one more example. The distance between orthocenter circumcenter of triangle formed by orthocenter circumcenter of triangle formed by 0 comma 0, 6 comma 0, 0 comma 4. See here, indirectly they given it is also a right angle triangle. So right angle vertex is 0 comma 0. So very clearly these two are coincident, these two are coincident. So it is a right angle vertex. So very clearly orthocenter is nothing but orthocenter is equal to 0 comma 0 origin. Circumcenter is equal to, so midpoint of these 2 points, 6 plus 0 by 2, 6 by 2, 0 plus 4 by 2, 4 by 2. That is nothing but 3 comma 2. So now distance between these two is nothing but, let us denote with this is O, this is S. So now what is asking? OS. Distance between orthocenter and circumcenter. So OS is equal to, so that is 0 minus 3 whole square and 0 minus 2 whole square. That is nothing but root 3 square plus root 2 square. That is nothing but 9 plus 4, that is root 13 units. That is distance between OS. Here I just want to give one suggestion. So if the points may be like this, in this form, if the points are in this form, clearly it forms a right angle triangle. But all right angle triangle, in all right angle triangle, vertices need not be in this form. Okay, if the points are in this form, very clearly it is a right angle triangle, but converse need not be true. You don't expect for all right angle triangle vertices are in this form. Okay, so this is very, very important. See here, in an equilateral triangle, same already we discussed, in an equilateral triangle, orthocenter, circumcenter, centroid and circumcenter, all these are coincident. Okay, see here one example. Circumcenter of triangle formed by minus 3 comma minus 1, minus 1 comma 3, 6 comma 2. So if they are given some options, first one 2 comma 1, second one minus 2 comma 1, third one minus 2 minus 1, fourth one 2 comma minus 1. See, first of all, if it is equilateral triangle, we can say easily circumcenter. Otherwise, In coordinate system, by using coordinate system, it will be very difficult to find out the circumcenter. Okay, but after straight lines, we have one more topic, continuity is there for this topic. So in that topic, we can complete. We can find out for if they given any type of vertices, not only equilateral triangle or right angle triangle. Okay, so we can find out for all types of triangles, we can find circumcenter. Until what you have to do? For suppose, is there any shortcut is there? First of all, you have to identify is this triangle is equilateral triangle or right angle triangle. First of all, you have to find out side lengths. So already I told you, don't guess, don't expect all the right angle triangle vertices in the form of a comma b, a comma c, and d comma b. Okay, don't expect. Some triangles, some triangle vertices may not be in that form also. Some right angle triangle vertices. Okay. See here, first you find out here AB, side length. Of course, it is not a right angle triangle. It is not in that form. You don't say it is not a right angle triangle by observing the positions of. Okay. See, whenever if it is not in that form, then we have to check it out by side lengths. So find AB, that is root over minus 3 plus 1, that is minus 3 plus 1 minus 2 whole square 4 plus minus 1 minus 3, that is minus 4. 16, this is equal to root 20. Next, BC you find out. So this is minus 1 plus minus 1 minus 6 whole square. So 49 plus 3 minus 2 whole square, that is 1. This is root 50. Next, CA, what is that? 6 plus 3 whole square, that is 9 square. 9 square means 81 plus 2 plus 1 whole square, that is 9. 3 square means 9. So this is equal to root 90. So if you actually these sides are not equal, so it is not an equilateral triangle. Once you check it out, is it a right angle triangle or not? Biggest square is equal to sum of the squares of remaining two sides or not. 90 is not equal to 50 plus 20. Okay, so it is not a equilateral triangle, not right angle triangle. Then what we have to do? So then you go for verification method. Just these are the circumcenters. Only any one of the option we have. So this is ABC. First of all, what you have? SA is equal to SB is equal to SC. Then SC is called the circumcenter of the triangle. Okay. So already I worked out based on this one. So here circumcenter is nothing but 2 comma minus 1. Fourth one. Once you check it out. Fourth one satisfying this condition or not. Verification method. So find out here you understand S is equal to 2 comma minus 1. Okay, otherwise it takes much time. That is, we have to check for this point, this point, this point. So directly already I worked out. So take directly this one. If you don't know, then you go directly verification by one. Okay. See SA. SA is equal to here A. This is S. 2 plus 3 whole square. Okay. 2 plus 3 whole square 5 square 25 plus minus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 5 only. Okay, next SB is equal to root over, here B is here, so 2 plus 1 whole square, that is 9. Next one, minus 1 minus 3 whole square, that is minus 4 whole square, that is 16. Root 25, this is also 5. Next SC, what is SC? 2 minus 6 whole square. 2 minus 6 whole square means 4 square. 16 plus minus 1 minus 2 whole square, that is minus 3 whole square, that is 9. 16 plus 9, again root 25, that is equal to 5. So SA is equal to SB is equal to SC. This is circumcenter. This is verification method. You remember this one? This is called Euler's line. See, he proved O, G, S are collinear. That means orthocenter, centroid, circumcenter are lies on the same line. And what he proved? G divides the line segment OS in the ratio 2:1 from orthocenter side. From orthocenter, it divides in the 2:1. Not, it is not 2, it is not 1. This is 2:1. Total 3 parts. Okay. See, very important. So you have centroid divides median in the ratio 2:1 from vertex side. In the same way, centroid divides orthocenter, circumcenter in the ratio 2:1 from orthocenter side. Okay, see, by this one what can you say? OZ is equal to 2/3 of OS. Next, GS is equal to 1/3 of OS. Okay, see what out maybe. Here one more thing you can say, G is equal to, that means centroid is equal to, how can you write? O into 1, that is O plus 2S by 2 plus 1, that is 3. Or you can say 3Z is equal to O plus 2S. Is it clear? So based on this one, you take one example. If centroid, circumcenter, of triangle, of any triangle, of a triangle are 3, 3, 6, 2, then orthocenter is, just remember, once I am saying, in triangle, it is the triangle ABC. What I said you, this is O, let us consider this is O, this is G, this is S. Okay, OGS. So G divides OS in the ratio 2:1. If it is the triangle, so orthocenter, circumcenter and centroid are collinear, and centroid divides OS in the ratio 2:1. Okay. Now what he has given, centroid they given, circumcenter given, he is asking to find out O. See, so what can you conclude here for this problem? So 3Z is equal to O plus 2S, or O is equal to, that is nothing but 3Z minus 2S. So this is 3 into G means what they given? Centroid. In respectively you take centroid is first one, that is 3, 3 minus 2 into circumcenter is 6, 2. So 3 3s are 9, 9 minus 2 6 are 12, 2 2s are 4. So 9 minus 12, that is minus 3, 9 minus 4, that is 5. So minus 3, 5 is orthocenter of the triangle having centroid and circumcenters are these 2 points respectively. Okay, clear? Like that you do the problems. Next concept is incenter. Okay, incenter is nothing but point of concurrence of angular bisectors. So what is angular bisector? Okay, what is angular bisector? See, for suppose it is the triangle ABC. The angular bisector is nothing but it is angle A. So this angle divide into which two equal parts. Okay, which line segment divided this angle into two equal parts? That angle, that line segment is called angular bisector. So if for suppose it is A by 2, it is A by 2. This is angular bisector. See, if you expand this one, you have at A one more angle. Okay, so if you expand this one, so it is also one of the angular bisector. Okay, so it is A by 2, A by 2. Actually, it is a straight line. Okay, straight angle becomes to 180. So 180 minus, if you take internal angle is A, 180 minus A. Okay, this will becomes to 180 minus A. So 180 minus A means 90 minus A by 2, 90 minus A by 2. So this is also one of the angular bisector. This is internal angular bisector. This is external angular bisector. Just remember. Total you get 180. Okay. See, like this, if you have 3 internal angular bisectors. 3 internal angular bisectors are concurrent. This is a C by 2, C by 2, B by 2, B by 2. Now this point of concurrence is called in center. That is in center. Denoted with I, capital I. Very, very important. Okay. The point of concurrence of angular bisectors is called in center. So in general, in other words, we can say, if you take this is the triangle, the circle touches the sides. Touches the sides means it is possible only inside. This circle is called in circle. Okay. So in circle, the center of the circle is called in center. The center of the circle is called in center. And the perpendicular distances from this in center to sides, perpendicular distances. Okay. So all these are equal. That is nothing but in radius, denoted with small r. Okay, that means let us take this is A, B, C, D, E, F. Then what can you say? ID is equal to IE is equal to IF. ID is equal to IE is equal to IF is equal to small r. That is in radius. Circumradius denoted with capital R, in radius denoted with small r. Okay, this is called in center, I, capital I. Next concept, next application. See, this is the triangle ABC, and AD is one of the internal angular bisector through A. So these two angles are equal. Then we have in 10th class angular bisector theorem. Angular bisector theorem, what it says? The internal angular bisector divides the base in the ratio of other two sides. That means what it means is BD by DC. BD by DC is equal to BD side, this side adjacent side is AB. So AB, this side adjacent side is AC. AB by AC. Okay. So D divides, that means AD divides means line segment divides means only one point divides where it meets. So okay, that means D divides BC in the ratio of other two sides. That means BD is to DC. Is to means you can write it by. So BD is to DC is equal to AB is to AC. Okay, see this one you can write clearly. D divides. This one is in 10th class. Okay, D divides BC in the ratio BA is to CA or AB is to AC. Next one. For suppose it is E. It is also angle bisector. E divides AC in the ratio. E divides or CA. If you write in order, CA in the ratio BC is to BA. Next one. If it is also one of the angular bisector, so let us take this is the point F. F divides, what is that, AB in the ratio CA is to CB. CA is to CB. So this is nothing but a I. From this one only we can say one more conclusion. I divides AD in the ratio what? I divides CF in the ratio what? I divides BE in the ratio what? Okay. See, I give one conclusion. So let us take, this is a triangle ABC. So A opposite side denoted with small a, B opposite side denote with small b, C opposite side denote with small c. Okay, so let us I give clarity for AD. Let us take this is the point D. So this is, you understand, I. So I divides AD in the ratio what? Okay, AD in the ratio, actually B plus C is to A. So I will prove that one. See here, this is A. This total length is. So what about this length? What about this length? So what I told you, D divide, that means AD divides means D divides BC in the ratio other two sides. That is C is to B. That is CB. C is to B. So C is to B means you can write in clearly separately if you want, write CK is to BK. That K is the common factor. Okay. So just you go for C is to B. So what is the part of this BD? It is C is to B, not C comma B. C is to B means so like some 2 is to 1 ratio or 3 is to 2 ratio, like that. So 3 is to 2 means that length is not 3, that length is not 2. Some 3 into something, 2 into same thing. That is some 3k comma 2k length. Okay, now come to the point. So if you want to find out this measurement, based on this one is nothing but how can you compare C by total, what is this? C plus B. C by C plus B into, you are comparing with big length BC. What is original length? A. So in A, how many parts BD? C parts. Total parts C plus B parts. If you want to find out this measurement, C by C plus B into A. If you want measurement this part, B by C plus B into A. Like that you have to do. So what can you say? This total length is, now this gives this length. Okay. So this is nothing but C by C plus B into A. Okay. So that is nothing but clearly you can write CA by C plus B. So it is also one of the angular bisector passing through A. So these two lengths are equal. Here these two lengths are equal. Okay. That means these two angles are equal, these two angles are equal. See, now I divides AD in the ratio what? So that is that one gives by this angular bisector. So I divides AD in the ratio other two sides. This is also one of the triangle. This is angular bisector. So this angular bisector also divides base in the ratio of other two sides. So this one is nothing but, what is this part? CA by C plus B. So here you get CA by C plus B is to C. Okay. So it divides in the ratio of CA by C plus B is to C. From A, C is to CA by A, C plus B. Okay, once you remember. So that is nothing but, now what can I write? AI is to ID is equal to, AI is to ID is equal to, how can I write? AI part is C is to, this is nothing but CA by C plus B. So this C get cancelled. So what you have, 1 is to A by C plus B. How can I write this one? C plus B is to A. Or in other words, B plus C is to A. Did you understand? So here onwards we can say I divides AD in the ratio B plus C is to A. In AD, A is the vertex. So that will be here. And remaining two sides BC you have to write here. B plus C is to A. Like that you just remember. That is trick. Okay. So what can I write here? I divides. What is that? AD in the ratio. What is that? B plus C is to A. Next, same. I divides. Next one is BF. That means BE here. Okay. BE in the ratio. What is that? BE means, B for small b you write here, and the remaining two side lengths A plus C. Next, I divides CF. CF in the ratio. What is that? C, the C you write here, and remaining two side lengths A plus B. A plus B is to C. Very, very important concept. Just remember. Based on this one, you see one example. See here example. if P minus 1 comma 0, Q 0 comma 0, R 3 comma 3 root 3. Then length of angular bisector of angular bisector of angle Q. See, this is the triangle, understand? PQR. PQR. He is asking length of the angular bisector. This length he is asking. Let us nothing but you take some QD. So he is asking to find out QD. Okay. See, somewhere we have I. Okay. What do you know? 0 comma 0 you know. Q 0 comma 0. And P is nothing but minus 1 comma 0. R is nothing but 3 comma 3 root 3. So if you know the D length, if you know the D point, then you can find QD. How can you find out D point? D divides this PR in the ratio of other two sides. That is nothing but here PD is to DR is equal to PQ is to QR. So what is PQ length? PQ is nothing but 1 is to QR is nothing but 3 square 9 plus 3 root 3 whole square. So 9 3 is 27. So 9 plus 27. That means 3 square is 9, 3 root 3 whole square. So 9 3s are 27. That is nothing but root over 36. That is nothing but 1:6. So that means this ratio is 1:6. Then you can find the D point. So D is equal to, what can you say? 6P plus 1 into R. R by 1 plus 6, 7. So that is nothing but 6 into P means what here? Minus 1 comma 0 plus R means what here? 3 comma 3 root 3 by 7. So 6 into minus 1 minus 6. So here R means only 1. 1 into 3. 3 minus 6 plus 3. Minus 3 by 7 comma 6 into that means 6 into 0 0 plus 1 into 3 root 3. 3 root 3 by 7. So this is the point D. Now therefore QD is equal to, what is that? So one of the point is 0 comma 0, directly x square plus y square. So 9 by 49 plus 27 by 49. This is nothing but 9 plus 27, that is 36. So root 36 means 6. Root 49 means 7. 6 by 7 units is the answer for QD. Next, the formula to find out the incenter of the triangle if you know the vertices. So the incenter of triangle formed by the vertices x1 comma y1 a, b x2 comma y2, c x3 comma y3 is. So if you know the vertices, we can find out the side lengths. So this is a, b, c. So this opposite side is a, this opposite side length is b, this opposite side length is c. This is x1 comma y1, this is x2 comma y2, this is x3 comma y3. See here how to find out is, see after finding a, b, c, so use this formula, that is a x1 plus b x2 plus c x3 by a plus b plus c, and a y1 plus b y2 plus c y3 by a plus b plus c. This is very very important. See here x coordinates are one side, y coordinates one side. Just a x1 plus b x2 plus c x3 by a plus b plus c, and a y1 plus b y2 plus c y3 by a plus b plus c. Okay. So next formula, if you have the points are some 0 comma 0, a comma 0, 0 comma b. If these are the vertices, then how can you find out the incenter? I is equal to, here, A into mod B by mod A plus mod B plus root over A square plus B square. These are the shortcut forms, just remember. Next one, B mod A by mod A plus mod B plus root over A square plus B square. If you know the vertices are 0, 0, A, 0, B, then I is equal to A into mod B by mod A plus mod B plus root over A square plus B square, comma B into mod A by or mod A into B by mod A plus mod B plus root over A square plus B square. This is the formula to find out the incenter. Okay. See here, one example you take. Incenter of the triangle formed by 0, 0, 3, 0, 0, 4. So it is nothing but some 0, 0, A, 0, 0, B. How can you find out incenter? I is equal to. So A into, here A is 3, B is modulus of 4, that is 4 only. 3 into 4 by 3 plus 4 plus all are positive means just write directly. Root over 3 square plus 4 square, that is 9 plus 16. So that is root 25, that means 5 only. Next, again 4 into 3 this side. Okay, 4 into mod 3 means 3. So mod 3 is 3, mod 4 is 4 plus root over A square plus B square, again 5 only. So this is nothing but 12 by 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 3 12. Comma, this is also 12 by 12. This is nothing but 1, 1 is incenter. Next, you go for one more example. So whenever they given right angle triangle, actually if it is a right angle triangle, circumcenter is midpoint of hypotenuse, orthocenter is right angle vertex. So here there is no shortcut form. But if it is an equilateral triangle, you can say orthocenter, circumcenter, centroid, incenter also. All these four are coincident. One by one I am explaining that one. Okay, if it is an equilateral triangle, all the centers, orthocenter, circumcenter, okay, centroid and incenter all are coincident. So then use the formula, centroid formula, that is best formula, x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Okay, see here, whenever if you have the right angle triangle, equilateral triangle means you know centroid directly find out. Whenever you have the right angle triangle, how to do that problem? See here, one example you take, just by example I will say, incenter of the triangle formed by 3, 2, 7, 2, minus 1, 5. Sorry. This is 7, 5. This is 7, 2. Okay, these 7 coincident, these 2 coincident, equal. So this is the right angle vertex. So it is a right angle triangle. If the vertices are in this form, then you do one thing. So this is the right angle vertex. From x coordinate, you take like this, x minus 7. Y coordinate you take as y minus 2. This is y coordinate is here 2, x coordinate is 7. So use this formula, x minus 7 comma y minus 2. Use this formula to change these 3 vertices. How it will be once you check it out. Once again, so 7 comma 2 is the right angle vertex. So take the form x minus 7 comma y minus 2. So substitute all these 3 points here to get other points. How it will be once you check it out. So 3 comma 2 substitute here. Substitute here. 3 means 3 substitute in the x, 2 substitute in the place of y, and resulting you take. So 3 minus 7, what you get? 3 minus 7 minus 4, comma 2 minus 2, that is 0. Next it will be 7 minus 7, 0, 2 minus 2, 0. Now this is nothing but 7 minus 7, 0. Next 5 minus 2, 5 minus 2, that is nothing but 3. So now it is in the form of a comma 0, 0 comma 0, 0 comma b. Now it becomes to this form. So use same formula to find out incenter. Okay, what is the incenter for this one? Okay, to find the in-center of this one, first we have to do something. What is that? I is equal to, so first you find out the I of these 3 points, in-center of these 3 points. What it will be? So take this formula. It is A, it is B. Okay, A into, that is mod B. So that means minus 4 into 3 by modulus of minus 4, 4 plus modulus of 3, 3 plus root over a square plus b square, 16 plus 9, that is 5. Root 25 means 5. Comma, next one. Now this time b into modulus of a, 3 into modulus of minus 4, that is 3 into 4. Modulus of minus 4 means 4 by, so again you get all are modulus only, so 4 plus 3 plus 5. What is this answer here? Minus 12 by, so this is 12, it is 12 by 12. What is our answer? 1 comma, sorry, minus 1 comma 1. So now what we have to do? See here, this is the formula to find out the in-center of these 3 points. If you want to find out the in-center of these 3 points, here what we have done? X minus 7, y minus 2. No? So here x minus 7, y minus 2, instead of this one, you take the formula, that is nothing but x plus 7, y plus 2, reverse order. So take x plus 7 and y plus 2. So I am writing here that one. X plus 7, y plus 2 you take. In the place of x you substitute minus 1. In the place of y you substitute 1. That is nothing but minus 1 plus 7 comma 1 plus 1 plus 2. So minus 1 substitute here, 1 substitute here. Minus 1 plus 7, 6, 1 plus 2, 3. That is 6 comma 3 is our required in-center of this one. Okay, what is in-center? 6 comma 3. You simplify it. Next concept is excenters. So in-center formed by internal angular bisectors. Excenters formed by 2 external angular bisectors, 1 internal angular bisector. How it will be once you check it out. This is A, B, C. This is one of the internal angular bisector. This is A by 2, A by 2. If we expand this one, you get here also one more external angular bisector. Actually, if it is B, then it will be 180 minus B. Then it will be 90 minus B by 2. This is also 90 minus B by 2. Here also, if you expand this one, you get one more external angular bisector. So this is nothing but similarly 90 minus C by 2, 90 minus C by 2. So these 3 are concurrent. Okay, so this point of concurrence is called excenter opposite to vertex A, denoted with I1. In other words, same you can draw. Actually, little bit complicated to draw this one. Just you take like this. You can draw one more circle like this. So actually it is not exactly circle. So understand, this is like circle. So this circle touches all these sides. So this is one side. These 2 are extended sides of AB and AC. So this circle touches these 3 sides. Okay. So this is I1, that is excenter opposite to A. Okay. I1 is equidistant from the 3 sides. That equidistant fixed constant is called the x radius, that is denoted with R1. So for suppose if it is 90 degrees, so this is R1. So x radius, okay, whose excenter is I1 is R1. Similarly, we can make this side also. So here you may get, if you join this one and here you take, so this is I2. B opposite vertex fixed. These are fixed. Okay. B opposite here. This is X center I2. Next one, if you expand this one, so you get one extender. This is also one of the X center. These three may be meet at here. So this is I3. So I1, I2, I3. Here also we can get one circle. Here also we can get one circle. These are the three X circles opposite to vertices ABC. So X centers are denoted with I1, I2, I3. X radii are denoted with here R2. This is R3. X radii. Okay, 3 X radii, 3 X centers. So based on this one, you see the some applications. See there, I divides just this is A, B, C. This is I. So I1 will be here. Okay, this is I1. So what I told you, this is, let us take some point D. I divides AD in the ratio. What is that? B plus C is to B plus C is to A. This is internally. So now same ratio I1 divides this AD externally. So it is I1 is in this line. It is on external point. So for this line segment, so I1 divides same AD in the ratio B plus C is to A externally. Similarly, I divides some CF here BE. Okay, I divides CF in the ratio. What is that? A plus B is to C. Same I3 will be divides CF in the ratio externally. Same BE. Here I divides BE in the ratio. What is that? A plus C is to B. Same I3, that means here I2 you will get, here I3 you will get. I2 divides the same BE in the ratio A plus C is to B externally. Okay. See, just I am writing those. I1 divides AD in the ratio. What is that? B plus C is to A externally. I2 divides BE in the ratio. What is that? BE in the ratio? A plus C is to B. This is also externally. Next, I3 divides CF in the ratio. CF in the ratio A plus B is to C externally. See, you just conclude one thing here. I divides AD in the ratio B plus C is to A. I1 divides AD in the ratio B plus C is to A externally. This is internally. So what is the harmonic conjugates definition? If P comma Q are said to be harmonic conjugates, if P divides AB in the ratio M is to N internally, Q divides same AB in the ratio M is to N externally, then you can say those 2 points P comma Q are harmonic conjugates. So what can you conclude here? Here I comma I1 are harmonic conjugates with respect to A comma D. Okay. So what can you conclude? Here I comma I1 are, this is I and I1 are harmonic conjugates. Just I am writing HC with respect to A comma D. Similarly, I comma I2 are harmonic conjugates with respect to, what is that? B comma E. Next, I comma I3 are harmonic conjugates with respect to, what is that? C comma F. If you take, this is the diagram and these are the vertices. Based on these vertices, I have written here. Okay. Next one, how to find out the X center I1, X center I2, X center I3. If you know the vertices X1 comma Y1, X2 comma Y2, X3 comma Y3. So you know very well, this is nothing but A only, this is nothing but B only, this is nothing but C only. Based on this one only. So what is I? I is nothing but, here I am writing once again, AX1 plus BY1 plus ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 by a plus b plus c. Next, ay1 plus by2 plus cy3 by a plus b plus c. Same manner, I1 is nothing but at the position of A you write minus ax1, rest of two are positives, bx2 plus cx3 by minus a plus b plus c, comma minus ay1 plus by2 plus cy3 by minus a plus b plus c. Similarly, I2 will be, how it will be? I2 is equal to ax1 minus bx2 plus cx3 by a minus b plus c. Here ay1 minus by2 plus cy3 by a minus b plus c. Similarly, I3 also we can write. I3 how it will be? ax1 plus bx2. Here I am writing I3. bx2 minus cx3. Here minus. Here minus cy3. Here minus. This is I3. Very easy. Just remember and continue the problems.